first the scene you go through all the tricks and there's blackouts. There's the one that's set in full with the rabbit in the hat.
Yeah.
And then the rest are just blackouts, and then it goes to this Levin scene where he's talking about this. That story I heard when I was a poker player.
Yeah.
Many times in different versions. I heard the Domino story too.
Yeah.
So that story has been passed around, and everyone has had a friend at MIT or at BCIT or at all these different places. So I know that story is something that he was passing off as a bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
And I've heard about
Most
the
likely
octillion stuff. Sometimes it's sometimes it's a quadrillion, sometimes it's an octillion.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting that you say that, because I've never heard anyone say that, but it popularly has flourished on the internet. But the defining metaphor is that the still standing domino might think that it's special. If, let's say, that's a human being. So this relates back to Megan and the Bridget characters. Is that do these things happen because someone is this gets to the idea of free will, obviously. What you earlier asked, what is the relation between Megan and the Bridget character? Well, there's probably none, unless maybe there is some creative toppling the dominoes of Danny's life or Megan's life or Michael's life or Bridget's life. But who knows? But it gives it a good defining metaphor to come back to. And anyway, I just want to, I think that it's an important thing to take what
also
you say is an internet rumor.
Use it as a metaphor. Who is the domino?
Yeah.
In it? It could be many different characters.
Yeah, who is the domino, or is there no domino? And what is the thing that is it just random
also,
chance?
Where he says the still standing domino. I believe that he describes it in a way where there's 300,000 plus dominoes and 160,000 of them fall, and he focuses on the one that's just after the one domino somehow goes to the left.
Yeah.
But there are many still standing dominoes in that field. You would expect this sort of scene sort of played in something like The Fog of War or a war film, but it's in a human drama as well.
Yeah, and it's good to know that it's, I guess you would call, what is that, Snopes.com that debunks urban legends. That from what you're saying, you've heard this as an urban legend too. So I know myself, I had not heard that before this man. I figured it probably was, but again, that in and of itself, that this is a person telling the urban legend, that gives us an into the character, that the Mr. Levin was probably trying to salve Danny's broken or fragile ego that he failed in the one time he tried to debunk it, which then could then tie into, well, what was Danny trying to do to help Megan, or Megan trying to help Danny? Why is Danny focused on this other beautiful girl from the past who was, nothing really special other than her looks when she was a teenager? These are the kinds of things that you can make connections, and you can go this way, that way, the other way, and how does it play out? Who knows?